When people talk about drowning, this is what tends to come to mind. We are lucky as lifeguards that we know that this isn't always the case. People think that a drowning casualty, or someone who is drowning because of a medical episode, would throw their arms in the air, shout for help, splash frantically, keep their head above the water. This is not the case. Let's look at what are common behaviours. As lifeguards, you should look for these type of actions or behaviours for someone that is drowning and needs your help immediately. Face and eyes show panic. No expression. Taking gulps of air. Lifting their arms. Floating. Not using arms or legs. Upright body position. Not calling for help. Head tilted back. Floating face down. It may be helpful to click on the box in the bottom right corner to read the pages from the RLSS UK Candidate Manual for Pool Lifeguards, recognising casualties. This video shows someone slipping under the water and drowning as they reach the end of a lane swim. RLSS UK wants to understand more about how casualties behave when drowning. Let's look at the simple study conducted by RLSS UK, focusing on the appearance of a drowning casualty. The aim of the study was to evaluate the behaviour and actions of a casualty that is drowning or suffering a medical episode that inhibits their ability to swim. Provide information to enhance RLSS UK training, and the ultimate aim was to improve swimming pool supervision and save lives. Working with partners and Poolview, RLSS UK were able to obtain footage from 10 incidents in swimming pools where a casualty was drowning or suffering a medical episode. The 10 pieces of footage were viewed by a study group. Each person in the group was sat alone to watch the footage. The group were given a list of behaviours and were asked to identify behaviours from the list, other behaviours. The study results from viewing each piece of footage were: the casualty vertical in the water was seen in 6 of the 10 incidents. In all 10 incidents, the casualty did not call for help. The casualty's head was out of the water in the early stages of the incident in 4 cases. The casualty bobbing up and down was only apparent in 2 of the 10 incidents, which is the same for the casualty pushing down with their arms, resurfacing and gasping for air. In only 1 incident did the casualty tilt their head back or sink with their arms extended about their head. However, in 3 cases, the casualty could be seen fighting to get to the surface. This simple study shows how varied the behaviours can be when a casualty is drowning. There were additional behaviours identified that were not detailed in the list. Sudden sinking to the bottom immediately with no struggle on 3 occasions. Shaking or jerking movements on 2 occasions. Appearing to continue to swim underwater, also on 2 occasions. And rotating the body on 2 occasions as well. Interestingly, the study also found that many incidents happened at the end of a swimming lane, 4 of the 10. From conducting the study in 2018, RLSS UK learned that there are very few similarities with the actions of casualties that are drowning or suffering a medical episode in a swimming pool. It is vitally important that lifeguards are trained and prepared to look for any abnormal behaviour and investigate. If you are an RLSS UK lifeguard, you will have received training within your qualification course about this. The red text can be found within RLSS UK publications and presentations. Remember, if a swimmer is not acting normally or you're in any doubt as to their actions, you must act immediately to investigate. This is what you will find within the RLSS UK National Pool Lifeguard qualification. A drowning non-swimmer's priority is to breathe. Through various videos captured over the past few years, RLSS UK have gained information about how non-swimmers behave. There are lots of variations to the behaviour. Here are some examples. Vertical in the water, not shouting or calling for help, having their head out of the water in the very early stages, bob up and down, take a gulp of air, then sink below the surface. Push down with their arms, resurface and gasp for air with their head tilted back. Sink again as their arms extend over their head. Fighting to get to the surface. Submerged underwater and not returning to surface. Please remember, if a swimmer is not acting normally or you are in any doubt as to their actions, you must act immediately to investigate. Let's take a look at some videos recreating some drownings that have happened. You will see an overhead view and an underwater view. In video 1, a casualty attempts to swim a distance underwater. They appear to take a breath and black out. In video 2, a casualty pushes from the wall, stops normal movement and appears to shake while sinking to the bottom. Remember, although these are recreations, each of the incidents happened. In video 3, the casualty swims towards the wall and appears to have some form of heart problem that prevents him from staying at the surface. In video 4, a competent swimmer instantly stops swimming and floats with their face in the water when they cannot get much needed oxygen. In video 5, the casualty appears to go from a swimmer to a weak swimmer very quickly. They struggle to stay at the surface, although they manage to get to the surface eventually. They then sink to the bottom. In a similar situation, in the next video, the casualty goes from a swimmer to a non-swimmer almost instantly, sinking to the bottom and appearing to have some form of a seizure.